Well, here we are again. Hi. We're just picking up where we left off with the MSQ from last time. And we are still in Thavnair. It's been like a day or two since the last recording, so I've really been trying to get back on MSQ, but things got kind of busy, so here we are. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and just dive right back into MSQ. So we are at the point where we have to accompany Nidana because we are helping her test the wards or the amulets that the alchemists of the great work in Thavnair have been working on so that they could deal with the big ass giant tower there at the back. Daniel has made an appearance, and our two dads are currently on the lookout back at the great work, keeping guard over everything, over the nerds that we left back there. So yeah, guess we'll just dive right back in. So, what you got for me? This is a rather finer boat than I had expected, but I won't complain. All that remains is to board and be on our way. Oh, and if I should become corrupted, do not stay your hand. Of course, I pray it does not come to that, but you must protect yourself. Other alchemists can fulfill my role, but you and your blessing are one of a kind, and perhaps our only hope for toppling this tower. For all our sakes, do not hesitate to do what must be done, whatever that may be. Well, the longer this draws out, the more nervous I become. Let's be off. Head to the Tower of Zot with Nidana. Let's go! Here we are again. I have to keep guessing when I have to take down the... Okay.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence. Any moment now.
Here's to hoping. Come on, we got this.
It's working!
Is it?
And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could.
Okay. Who's steering, by the way? Who's driving this thing? Oops.
So far, so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance.
Isn't this thing supposed to be spitting out monsters and all that?
A few more steps.
Come on, we got this. Why am I so slow? Shouldn't that be like right behind you?
Praise be to the sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be. Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets.
I sure hope so.
What?
Hey! Wait, why aren't I doing anything? Can't I do anything? Hey, bring me back. My friend. I'm sorry, I keep putting that thing up. Why did I come here alone again? Oh no. The ones who were kidnapped.
Oh, there we go! Oh, there we go! Oh!
Oh, do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
Oh, I am so gonna kick you in the teeth again.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
Ah, fuck. Oh, come
A little
on.
late for heroics, I'm afraid.
Am I just gonna let him take it?
The similarities are striking. My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting.
Fuck you talking about? Hey, get that back!
Allow me to tell you a story.
No, I want to kick you in the
Surely
face.
you've yet to hear the one about Van Daniel, the sundered Ascian.
No, not really.
I inherited the position and the soul of the Van Daniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking. Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me.
The little asshat that you are, Asahi.
Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Van Daniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am. How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded. I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allagan ruin or two. Yes? Then I expect you've heard of me. The old me.
What are you talking? What? Oh god, I forgot I could do this.
At your
Amen.
service.
What?
Imagine a nation of unbridled prosperity.
The voice changed.
Every need met. Day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence fulfilled and ripe for decay.
You are a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such delightful experiments? That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing.
Oh god, you people are gross.
Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe.
No more than entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation. Slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend, our first and greatest emperor.
Sunday.
And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards, always onwards. Yet, he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
Heed me, Amon.
Why does he sound hot?
No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death. In the end, all is lost.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war. And so I have come to claim you.
Emmett Silk.
For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Fandaniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation. Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself. See what lies ahead.
The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth, majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
Okay, that was so heavy. I'm sorry, I'm parsing it right now. Oh, where's my friend? Where's the amulet? Oh, fuck. Where is everyone?
So easily distracted.
I know, right?
Almost left without saying farewell. As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. If you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades.
Bastard. Oh, I hate him.
We shall meet again! Not in one of these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see you.
He is not my favorite. Creep. This sucks. I had one job, you guys. No. Fishmonger elephant boy is gonna be so sad. Not only did I fail to like sell all his fish, now I also lost his crush. I feel terrible. I feel so terrible. Anyway. Alright, let's keep going. Ah, your return. But where is Mistress Nidana? If I told you, will you please not punch me? Manusia Preserve. Just when we had succeeded in making the talisman. Speaking of which, why didn't I pick it up? I must report this at once. Meanwhile, please return to the great work. Okay. Off to the great work we go. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna walk right now. Everything in a 3-mile radius is trying to aggro me, so... Okay. People just here to flex their flex their mounts. I just need the speed. Oh wait, which way? Thank Daddy, Dadgrid, we have a problem. I'm so sorry. I lost my elephant friend. Something's gone awry, hasn't it? See, he's such a dad. He knows right away. What happened? So it was Daniel after all. Damn that bastard. I'm sure you wanted to do more, but you were right to return here first. I should have picked up the fucking amulet everybody worked on first. We must tread warily lest we endanger Nidana and the other captives. Thancred is wearing a grim expression. First, we must inform everyone of the situation, Nidana's colleagues included. I'll call them together for a gathering, but I think it would be best if you were the one to explain. Okay. Must I? Oh, Nidana. Can you answer me this? Though Nidana is trapped in the tower, she's still alive, yes? Then we must make warding scales. As many as we can. The prototype works perfectly. This Nidana proved at peril to herself. So let us make more scales, that she and all those who were taken might be saved. Aye, as alchemists, this is how we will help win the fight. My friends, the satrap has been made aware of the tragedy. He offers his heartfelt condolences and reiterates his pledge to provide you with all that you require. To that end, he bade me give you this link pearl that he might personally discuss the production of the warding scales with you. And for our Eorzean visitors, I bear an invitation. In her report, Mistress Nidana noted that your vital contributions to the talisman's creation. This fact came to the satrap's attention, and in recognition of your deeds, he wishes to meet you. Huh? In addition to thanking you in person, he would also discuss further avenues of collaboration. And so, if it is agreeable, will you not accompany me to Radz-at-Han for an audience with His Excellency? Are we going with the creepy kid? Yes? We should be honored, of course. Closer cooperation between our lands can only be to the benefit of all. Then it is settled. Please come to the gates east of the Giant Skull grounds, and I will show you into the city. Yes, please, because I have other currents I need to get in there. Which I cannot access yet. Okay. Why won't it let me mount up? Okay. So, finally, off to Radz-at-Han. So, we follow that road over there, and this time, we will not stop for any brightly colored giant geckos along the road, so that we do not get murdered, and end right back up at Limsa Laminsa. So, let's take a quick ride. Is it this way? I think it's this way, okay. I think if I just follow this road all the way and then turn right, turn east, eventually, I should reach my destination. Have I told you I'm very bad with maps? Which reminds me, I still have a quest somewhere in Sharlayan that I need to deliver something to someone that I got from here. Yes, yes, go away, giraffe. Not right. And go, shoo, shoo. Okay. Here we are. What's up, dads? Thankard. Of the satrap, I only know the common tidbits, that though the position is hereditary, he is not considered a sovereign, and that, despite possessing considerable authority, he wields it sparingly. Given the esteem in which the locals hold him, however, it's safe to assume he's good at his job. We could do far worse for an ally. Be it here or in Eorzea, all share in the desire to deliver the captives. Thus united, I pray that we may join in common cause with the satrap. Estinian? When last I visited, the city was brimming with life. I expect the tower has dampened the mood somewhat. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. You've been around. You've been places. Alright, creepy kid, let's go. All present? Then let us proceed. Owing to the threat of the tower, the city is currently in a state of high alert, and strict restrictions are in place for entry. Oh hey, just like ECQ, like COVID, COVID quarantines here in Manila. Though you have been granted special permission, I ask that you remain close to me at all times. Whew. Okay. Loading new area, here we go! Oh wow, that's beautiful.
A vast rock squats upon Thavnair, and to its stony surface clings the city of Radz-at-Han. Ye who enter here are subject to the scrutiny of gods, the gate's most watchful eye. The orb which beholdeth the truth of all things. Pass beneath its hot and piercing gaze, bearing down like a second midday sun. The fragrant haze, a mixture of sweet incense and acrid smoke. The cries of merchants mingled here with lively melodies accented by dancers' feet. Travelers seduced by vivid sound and colors were once swallowed up by patchwork streets.
That fountain is really nice.
But no such scenes to savor now. To what somber present does that divine eye bear witness?
Here we are, Megaduta. It seems a shame to bring you here directly. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to show you the sights.
And it would have been our pleasure to see them. Alas, it seems our tour of the city will have to wait.
Estinian's like, I've seen it.
I'm afraid so. Come, we should head inside.
Oh, sorry.
Your Excellency, may I present our honored visitors?
Ah, splendid. Most splendid. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ahawan, satrap of Radz-at-Han. Our alchemists tell me your assistance was invaluable in the creation of the warding scale. Such deeds ought to be recognized in person. Thus did I have young Varshan convey you here forthwith. On behalf of my people, may I express to you our sincere gratitude. A regrettable incident indeed. Her colleagues insist that we honor her wishes and trust in the talisman, that it will be instrumental in saving Nidana and the others. I am eager to hear your opinion on the matter, so let us not stand on ceremony. Come, sit.
I think not.
Ah. Stinian, what's up with you?
This charade has gone on long enough. Show yourself.
Forgive me, but were you expecting musicians, perhaps? There are no performers waiting in the wings at present, but arrangements could be made if you'd prefer.
Stinian?
Nay, he hath the right of it. The time for artifice is past. Raise the curtain.
Oh, wow. Wizard of Oz. Because what Wizard of Oz bullshit is this?
You travel as assistants to the students of Valdesian, but you are known to me.
No.
Even here have we heard of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Oh. Which one of Tiamat's children are you?
I am Vritra.
Vritra.
And for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
Vritra,
Was the first brood.
first brood, sibling to Hraesvelga and Nidhogg.
Aye, mine elder brothers, of Midgardsormr's spawn. I was last to hatch.
Well, isn't this a surprise? We were told Radz-at-Han had an alliance with the dragon. Not that a great worm sat in the satrap's own hall.
A necessary subterfuge, as the true tale of our nation history illustrates most effectively. In the beginning, the rock upon which our city is built was home to Vitra, and Vitra alone. In time, the ancestors of the Matanga came to the island and established a foothold. But never did they dare disturb the worm's lair. Next to arrive were the Aura. Adopting the example of their Akasodra allies, they too treated Vitra with reverence and respect. And for many years, an understanding between our forefathers and the Great Worm endured. Until marauding heroes from the mainland came, threatening to shatter our peace and tranquility.
It's always the heroes.
When it seemed all would be drowned in blood, Vitra himself came forth and quelled the rising conflict. A peaceful accord was reached, and oaths sworn in Vitra's name. Thus began the dragon's governance of the fledgling state, which was to grow into Radz-at-Han.
But if Ritra is still here, then your position as Satrap is just...
A charade, yes. And one which my family has performed faithfully for generations.
Many envy the great worms their power. Were it known that I ruled here, then the fires of war would burn without end. I would not be the flame which consumeth my people. Those few who join me in laying our country's foundations were, perforce, sworn to secrecy.
He calls them my people. This is very... I think this is very important.
Your eye. It was taken.
'Tis here, buried within the semblance of flesh.
Oh my god, I knew you were a creepy child, but... Okay.
The body before thee is but a simulacrum, constructed by the finest artisans of Radz-at-Han. With mine eye nestled within, it doth serve as an inconspicuous vessel for my will.
Ah, that would explain why I felt the presence of a dragon upon our first meeting.
I am woven with wards fashioned to deceive such arcane senses. Though 'twas short-lived, it seemeth thy fusion with my brother hath left thee much altered, Estinian warm blood. From the very first, we sensed the nature of one another, yet did neither one of us bare his fangs.
Screenshot.
That is all I need know of thee for now.
Sorry.
With my secret thus revealed, I have for you a proposal. Not as a worm of the first brood, but as the ruler of Radz-at-Han. With all haste must we take in hand the finished talismans and breach this foul spire. Thence, should it lay within our power, dispel its wicked influence. Yet even with the assurance of the warding scales, the narrow confines of the tower doth limit the size of our force.
And thus denied strength in numbers, thou must choose thy soldiers with care.
Just so. Yet though our radiant host is formidable, I see a surer path before me.
Okay.
Thou and thy comrades have contended with a multitude of primal beings. Most recently, thou didst cast down false gods in Padalthan and Cartanau, I am told. 'Tis upon that strength I would call. The Scions have proven themselves the most capable, and I ask that you serve as the tip of our spear. Talismans would, of course, be provided for each of thy companions. And should you agree to this undertaking, more will be provided to make use of as you see fit.
There's no denying it's a dangerous proposition, but the rewards may far outweigh the risk. Just think of what we might accomplish if we could equip all our allies with warding scales. I worry, however, that even the four of us may be too few for what you have in mind. Might we regroup with our friends first to discuss the matter?
'Tis no trifling task that I have laid before you. Go, steel your hearts and hone your plans. Such time as you require shall be spent in crafting your protective charms.
It seems a quick trip back to Sharlayan is in order.
Hey, hey.
Wilt thou not lend thine aid?
Whether your request be made as a great worm or the ruler of Radz-at-Han, I see no reason to refuse, nor will I.
I am in thy debt.
He's changed so much. Cover. Okay. Oh my goodness. What a ride! Okay, what? Okay, I'm still processing this. One sec. Okay. Sorry, I needed a moment. Orange. That we should encounter one of the first brood in such a circumstance. I want to hear what you have to say. If our course of action is decided, let's not tarry. Of course you don't have much to say. Who am I kidding? That meeting took a rather unexpected turn, but we now have a clear objective ahead of us. Let us rejoin our comrades in Sharlayan and muster a suitable crew for our foray into the Tower of Zot. Oh, and if you haven't already done so, be sure to attune to the Etherite here before departing, unless, of course, you enjoy violent nausea. Oh, yeah, you're right. I probably should. What? But... Hey! Oh, okay. Okay, you want me to go back to Sharlayan? Okay, let's go. Thankfully, I have set Sharlayan and Thavnair as some of my favorite destinations. I've changed it up from Gridania and Kugane. So the teleporting here isn't so fucking expensive. So yeah. It's not so painful to teleport around between the two places anymore, thankfully. It used to be about 1,600 gil or something. Okay, back in Sharlayan we are. Let's go to our nerd friends. And our favorite kitty. I love the music here. Okay. Dad! Oyange. Vitra and his alchemists have prepared us for our foray into the tower. What we may accomplish within its twisted halls remaineth to be seen. The conflict between Nidhogg and I is in the past, and though they were brothers, it has no bearing on my view of Vitra. He's grown so much as a person. Oh my god. Above all else, he is a leader of men, not an enemy. He would hardly dedicate his life to this endeavor if he bore our kind any ill will. Good point. Oh, I missed a second. Vitra and his alchemists have prepared us for the foray into the tower. What we may accomplish within its twisted halls remains to be seen. That Arcasadara language in telephorid chains doth forewarn us of the nature of our foe. 'Tis the gods of Thavnair who will be summoned to thwart us. Yeah. Just as I was getting used to balmy Thavnair, we're back in chilly Sharlayan. Take care not to catch your death, eh? We need you for the battles to come. Now then, your investigation here remains, but when that's over, we can take stock of all the developments and discoveries. I returned by way of Kite's experimental etherite, yet I must say it was far less taxing than our first attempt. And apparently, we need only ask if we wish to use it again. I can teleport on my own, thanks. Now, I'm not terribly eager to repeat the experience, but if you're willing to test your ethereal fortitude for the sake of technological advancement, then who am I to stop you? I'm not doing it again. Okay. Well, that leaves us with the kids. Alright. Kryle, your turn. Hitting the books. Kryle is intent on uncovering the reason behind the forum's inexplicable behavior. An unsettling change has come over Sharlayan, but together we will divine the underlying cause for the forum's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the councillors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they are willing to divulge. Which is why I began scouring Sharlayan's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day, but now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Numenon, shall we? Exit the annex to the right and you'll find the archives on the western edge of the woods. And there you go. So someone just messaged me like they rode the little dodo, the green dodo bird in Thavnair the first time. It's just so ridiculous. And I'm like, yeah, I know, right? But yeah, the Hamas. I forget what it's called. Anyway, to the Numenon. Let's go. What do you call the dodo things again? God, I already forgot. Okay. So let us go that way. We're gonna go... What's the closest one? Scholar's Harbor. Oh wait, that's something else. Let me just submit something real quick. Because I picked up a quest some time ago. Just a quick detour. Just a quick detour and a really long loading screen because so many people are here. Oh my god. Here's your thing that you asked for. I'm Northota. Have you come to place a bounty on an unruly beast? No, I was asked to fetch something if I'm not mistaken. By the scholar, you're Alexia. I was half convinced I'd set the others an impossible task asking them to find you. The Gleaner's Guild ship has begun posting hunt bills, you see, in the hopes that capable individuals will take up arms to lighten our ever-increasing load. Unfortunately, capable individuals remain the sticking point. Few hailing from our fair polis are willing to take up arms, let alone able to stand against the more fearsome specimens. You, however, have the experience and the grit that we need. When I heard that you had arrived on our shores, it was music to my ears. You needn't work for free, of course. We've done our research and the rewards we offer are as fine as any you'll find abroad. The currency we employ is a relic of times when Gleaner was a great deal less figurative, so you may find it somewhat eccentric. But it's as good as gil here. Speaking of eccentric, it should be noted that the majority of our clients are scholars. You probably won't have heard of half the creatures they send you after, but I find it's best not to worry about that overmuch. Slay beasts, collect samples, try not to think about the long-term effects of touching said samples, and get paid. Simple, no? Yeah. That being said, I wouldn't dream of throwing you in the deep end just yet. Let's have you start off with some junior marks so you can get your feet wet. Ah, the hunter board in Sharlayan, okay. Yay, hunt's now accessible. Okay. It's a hunt. In Old Sharlayan, with Radz-at-Han. La 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 la, 83. Okay, okay, okay. We're not there yet. Where was I supposed to go? It's supposed to be the studium. Let's go there. Okay, here we are. Alright, let's go to the annex as instructed. There's Kryl. And my cat wants out, I think. One sec. Cat cries when they want inside a room, you let them in, and now they want outside the room. You know how it is. My directions were easy to follow, I hope. In any case, you stand now before the doors of the Numenon, Sharlayan's grandest collection of books and tomes. This building is actually only an entrance, and one of many at that, for the archives of Numenons extend deep beneath the surface like the roots of a tree. The vast halls of the great Gubal library pale in comparison to Numenon's endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any citizen of Sharlayan is free to enter and peruse its shelves. Well, most of its shelves. Only Archons are afforded access to certain restricted vaults. I've dispatched Y'shtola and Raha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alize and Alphino will help me continue my search through the stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you are only permitted to browse the first floor here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon Sharlayan history or foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you a working knowledge of those subjects will make it far easier to spot the sort of clues we're looking for. Let us be about it, shall we? I've told the others to meet us at the stone benches over there once they've found some promising tomes. Happy reading! Ah, I'm with the nerds! Bring me back with the dad group. That was a lot more fun. Oh, it's a library. We shouldn't run, right? Okay. Let's check things out, I guess. A brightly colored book. That catches my eye. The title on the spine reads The Story of Sharlayan. Read the book? Yeah. Please don't make me read the whole book. Long, long ago, on an island in the northern sea, there lived a Rogadin man by the name of Nunkref. Nunkref was a student of astrology, and he divined that a flood of terrifying proportions would soon sweep over the lands of Eorzea. So it was that he built a gigantic ship, assembled a crew, and set sail for that imperiled realm. The flood arrived as foretold, and to their horror, the strangely churning waters drove the people towards the ocean. It was there, however, that Nunkref's crew hauled them aboard his ark. But the danger had not passed. A towering wave approached, threatening to smash the vessel to pieces. With only moments to spare, Nunkref wove a mighty spell of teleportation and shifted the entire ship to the safety atop Abalathia's spine. That is a long way off. Refugees from the surrounding regions huddled there alongside them, but it was not long before disputes over the dwindling supply of food led to violence and bloodshed. Saddened by the sight, Nunkref gathered to him his crew and his grateful passengers and abandoned the ark to those reddened peaks. They journeyed to the coast where they built a new ship, intent upon returning to the northern seas. They landed on the beach of an island and settled upon that very spot. That settlement prospered and grew, and in time it became the city of Sharlayan we live in to this day. Okay. Red-covered book. The title on the spine reads Roads of Old, the Colony. Read the book? Okay. Many years ago on the banks of Saliak in the Dravanian hinterlands, a Sharlayan colony once thrived. This settlement was originally established as a mere outpost to study the ethereal sea in the year 1311 of the 6th Astral Era. Scholars dispatched to Eorzea found the facilities wanting, and their demands encouraged a gradual expansion in structures and services. As rumors spread of a growing community of academics, the area was further inundated with Eorzean students hoping to share in the renowned wisdom of the Sharlayans. 50 years later, the Forum passed a motion to recognize what had become a flourishing town as an official Sharlayan colony. Eorzean residents took to calling the colony itself Sharlayan, which led to no small amount of confusion when discussions turned to the subject of the motherland. In response, some Sharlayan inhabitants, if pressed for a name, would simply refer to it as Emporium. Following the Great Exodus, however, goblins and treasure hunters claimed for themselves a corner of the abandoned colony and gave it yet another name, Idleshire. The following chapters go on to introduce the most prominent features of Idleshire. The book does not appear to contain additional information on the Forum or cover the history of the Sharlayan motherland in greater detail. Wow, there's so many. I hope I don't have to read all of them. I'm tempted to run, but we are in a library and we are civilized people. Someone's G-posing in a library, but okay. Leather-bound tome. That looks promising. The title of the spine reads The Voice of a Growing City. Alright. In the years which followed the founding of Sharlayan, civic policy and other matters of import were decided at the Ecclesia, a public forum at which every citizen was eligible to speak. As the city's population grew, however, this format became increasingly impractical. The larger number of participants gave rise to ever longer debates, resulting in significant delays of vital resolutions. Various measures were introduced in an attempt to curtail protracted discussions, but in the year 201 of the 6th Astral Era, it was ultimately decreed that Sharlayan would transition to a new form of governance. The nation would now be led by a body of 99 members, citizens chosen from amongst their peers by means of nationwide vote. Thus was the Forum as we know it today conceived and created. Okay. So, someone found the Triple Triad people in Thavnair, and they're stuck there and not doing their MSQ anymore. Oh dear. Blue-colored book. An Introduction to the Heavens. Sounds like, is this Kurthus? Is this Ishgard? Have you ever gazed at the skies above and contemplated the mysteries contained therein? I speak not of shifting cloud patterns, but of the vastness beyond, of the sun and the twinkling tapestry of the night. Some think the dome above us to be a finite space, yet amongst the leading thinkers of our age, one scholar's depiction of a boundless sea of stars has firmly taken root. Alas, this heavenly sea remains an unreachable, unknowable destination. There are few indeed who can explain, in satisfactory detail, why our own star is believed to revolve around the sun. It was the technologists of Alag who came closest to understanding the laws which govern that starry abyss. It was they who launched Dalamud and sought to expand beyond our earthbound existence. Dalamud. Having read of their ancient ambitions, I wonder, has your interest in this field of study waxed or waned? What if I were to tell you that the eternal constellations were arranged differently in the distant past, that their positions continue to shift almost imperceptibly but measurably as we journey into the future? Would it shock you to learn that the stars drift further and further apart and may indeed do so forever? Are you eager to learn more? This book is on the wrong subject. Search for works which contain details on the Forum or mention the history of Sharlayan. But if we're going to the moon, I think that's relevant. Someone got their first Endwalker card. Congratulations. From Triple Triad. The title of the spine reads Forever 20 Summers. Is this a love story? Is this romance? Is this trashy romance in Sharlayan? My beloved seekers of knowledge, have you ever put learning before your health and neglected to feed and rest your body as you should? I too once engaged in such foolish practices, but one night engrossed in philosophical study, I had an epiphany. For all the world's mysteries that drive us to reckless abandon, we have so very few years of life in which to achieve our goals. Thus do I share with you this mantra: I am forever 20 summers young. I wish I could say that. The number itself is unimportant. You could be 19, or 23, or 40. Whatever age you are when you discover this manual, let that be the age you aspire to remain. Through mindful, healthy living, will you extend the time available to spend upon your chosen research. Another day, another moon, another summer to grasp the greater truths you pursue. In the pages that follow, we will explore the secrets of maintaining one's physical condition from a biological, ethereological, and arcane viewpoint. Wrong subject. Alright, let's go. I'm sorry, it's just... I know I could be going, like, much faster, but I won't. I'm having fun. Time-worn tome. Okay, that looks more promising. Stewards of Wisdom. During the chaos of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, Archon Yunkref, founder of Sharlayan, bore witness to the madness and savagery of men brought to the brink of despair. Upon raising a settlement on an island in the northern Empty, he instructed his people thus: renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason. The Sharlayans took to heart the words of their savior and thenceforth served as stewards of wisdom. Upon a foundation of accumulated learning, they built a homeland unlike any other, a nation born from strength of minds rather than strength of arms. With knowledge of economics came shrewd trading. With knowledge of agriculture came bountiful crops. Engineering brought wells and sewers, ending squabbles over water. Wealth of expertise could be bartered for wealth in coin, and the more their wisdom spread throughout the world, the more mankind as a whole would thrive. And so it was that no matter the trials or tribulations of the age, the citizens of Sharlayan would live by their founders' teachings. For the sake of a better tomorrow, for the sake of a brighter star, they would eschew the tools of war and with knowledge deliver the world. You have gained a fundamental understanding of Sharlayan history and the foundation of the forum. Head outside to the rendezvous point and await your companions. Okay, I'm gonna run now. Okay, outside, right outside. Where do I oh, transparent floors. Oh dear. Okay, story time. Like, there is a mall here where in my city, where one of the floors near the cinema is composed of nothing but glass blocks. Like, it's a section of the floor on the 4th floor is just glass blocks, and then you could see right through it. You could see it. I mean, it's kind of frosted, but you could see under it, and it scares the living shit out of me from the time I was 17 up until now for the past 20 years. So I always avoid it. I would just, yeah, I would avoid it at all costs until now. I am a grown-ass adult. I am scared of that shit. Oh, what a wonderful spot. Oh. Okay. No, not my capybara. No. No. Okay. Yay! Graha! Sorry, were you waiting long? I wanted to make sure I'd borrowed at least a few promising volumes. Alphino and Kryl should be along shortly. I was delayed in similar fashion. As far as I could see, no titles in the Archon stacks mentioned the final day specifically, so we have no choice but to start with the tangentially relevant tomes, if they are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare and share our discoveries as we make them. It would have been nice to invite everyone to the estate. Plenty of comfortable places to read and a ready supply of hot tea. Oh, I was always quite fond of reading outside. But it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and ask how things were. It seems our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alphino and I were to return to Sharlayan, we were not to be allowed to cross the threshold. What a bitch! A harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that of the Forum will perhaps lead to a reconciliation. We'll mend this rift one day, I'm certain of it. And what of you, Graha? Have you been to visit your family? Or do they not live here in the city? Oh, well, my situation is also somewhat complicated. I was raised in Sharlayan, yes, but I was born rather further away. They're playing Eternal Wind! They're playing Eternal Wind! In the southern reaches of Ilzabard, in fact. For generations, my people have dwelt in Corvos, the coastal region opposite the island of Thavnair. The Alagans founded a city in that fertile land, and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of the Mikote to serve as laborers. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the Fourth Umbral Calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign, and when the Fifth Calamity froze the seas solid, many of the tribes still living in Corvos braved the journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain, that they might prevent the remnants of Alagan technology from being misused. Isn't Corvos under Garlean rule? For the past 50 years, yes. Some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case for most imperial provinces, but Garlemald renamed the region Locus Aminus. You know what, Graha? We're gonna go clear that out real quick. I want you to be happy. When I was a boy... I'm sorry, he needs to stop saying that. When I was a boy, a nearby town came under the jurisdiction of an illustrious imperial family, the nobles of House Darnus. House Darnus demonstrated singular interest in Alagan civilization, and so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. For some time already, voices had been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Alagan Eye no longer passed to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties to the knowledge and traditions of Alag. As the last child born with the Alagan Eye, I was given over to the custody of friends of the students of Valdesian, who had me registered as a Sharlayan citizen. I never even considered. Forgive me, it was an unkind question. It's okay, baby. It's okay. You didn't know. It's fine. It's fine. You're sorry. It's fine. I'm so sad. Alizé and Alphino being abandoned by their father, can't even go home to see their mother, can't go home to their home. And then we now have Graha, who also can't go home because Garleans. That's with the Alagan Eye. Well, we gotta go make some babies, don't we? Anyway. Even Thancred was taken in by Archon Luswa, was he not? Stories of adopted waifs and rescued orphans are more common among Sharlayans than you might think. Yet, regardless of our origins, we are all provided with an equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient Perspicacity. What even is that word? Perspicacity. We outsiders can even earn the vaunted title of Archon. 'Tis exactly why I have such love for— oh my god! He did the happy ears! He did the happy ears! 'Tis exactly why I have such love for this country, and why I wish it to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Hear, hear. Another good reason to get to the bottom of the forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Excuse us while we try to make some headway into these books, Alexia. More company should be arriving any moment now. Yeah. My children. I'll take care of you. We've returned with our selections. Although I must say the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mistress Kryle has already flicked through every history book devoted to disasters and more than a few which barely made mention of them. As such, we will be looking to research papers on the umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexpected source. Speaking of which, might I ask you a few questions related to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amarot firsthand, and fear I may be overlooking critical details. My thanks. Now where to begin? First things first. What kind of phenomena did the ancients encounter as the final days drew nigh? Oh my god, I'm being quizzed on the final days. Amarot. Shit, wait. A complete destabilization of creation magics. Primals of unrivaled power were summoned from the aether. The worst kind of phenomena you can imagine. That is so stupid. That is such a dumb answer. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manners of life. The chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing their powers of creation to spiral out of control. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Ishtola surmises that the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated by the Scions. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days? The entire star was engulfed by disaster all at once. They say it began with a keening sound from the land itself. Alphino, you can answer this one. Jesus Christ. I think you may be misremembering. As I recall, it was more of a gradual spread. The Amarontine spoke of a keening sound that rose from the land itself, just before a region was visited by catastrophe. We never did hear this sound ourselves, of course, thrust as we were into the midst of the madness. So the ground was crying out, you say? To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive, and probably quite loud. I'll have to speak with one of Numenon's mammoths. The mammoths! The mammoths running around! Okay, and ask after any books which make mention of such a sound. Last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take? Oh god. I'm so sorry. I believe it was Zodiark who was summoned in response to the final days. I'm sorry, I am stupid. Many sacrificed themselves to bring him into being, with Elidibus serving as his heart. We do not know exactly how Zodiac brought salvation to the star, only that by his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. Can I do this over? Can I do this again? Then, once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls they intended to render unto Zodiac, a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have, had Venat and her fellows not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. Thank you, both of you, for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now in my understanding of events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telephroi truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. We've seen what they're doing with those towers of theirs. Is forcing people to summon primals a kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech, a convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash? But it is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for your Stola, but 'tis time we began studying these research papers. Oh, they're just there. Can I? Wait, let me speak to you guys first. Hello, Alf, you know. Many forum members are also researchers or professors. If they know aught of the final days, then that knowledge might surface in their writing. That is my hope anyway. May I disturb you? There are others better suited to poring over old history books, so I thought I'd try my luck with more recent events. If I can find anything to better inform the forum's baffling behavior. What else do I know of Corvos? Precious little, I'm afraid. I've not returned since Master Galuf first brought me here. I can tell you that Corvosi rebels still seek to slip the yoke of their imperial masters, though the fighting is far less fierce than it once was. Oh, and they have carpets. Flying carpets. The legends are quite extraordinary. I have one from the Mog Station. No, not you, Capybara. Kryl. It really is comforting to have all these dedicated assistants on hand. Right then, enough chatting, more reading. Sorry. Okay. Alright. If you say so. So, what am I reading even? Okay. Fine. Let's go. Thankfully that guy's in a cutscene, so he didn't see me being stupid. Wow. Still is taking a while. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced one or two possibly useful books. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Urianger learned of the source's reflections from the Jerem Oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, that tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Gubal Library. 'Tis even less likely that knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholar to find. It stands to reason, then, that my colleagues, be they archons or counselors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fortunault with knowledge of the Telephroi and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant the Forum would know if the final days were upon us. Which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior, it is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. No, bring me back to the dad group and let's go to Thavnair. She's gonna make me study. Okay, fine. You labor for what feels like an age as Y'shtola's research assistant. Okay. Oh dear, you look exhausted. But what about your studies? Were you able to find any books on the subject I mentioned? I did, actually. Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a mammoth at the reference desk will point you in the right direction. For the moment, though, I suggest you take a well-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for quite some time. Yay! Thank you for your help, but I think I can manage the rest without your assistance. If I were you, I'd steal a few quiet moments for myself. Well, I did find one paper focused on the world before the advent of the first umbral calamity, but it reads more like a work of fanciful fan fiction than an actual academic supposition. You found fan fiction! Is it AO3? I've found not of interest so far. I think Y'shtola might be right about not getting our hopes up. Graha? Huh. He's absorbed, isn't he? A seat at the last stand. Alize appears in desperate need of a study break. Yay, we go get some coffee! We finally get for coffee. Ready for a tea break, Elixia? I know I am. Yes! Let's go. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbor, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables and I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Actually, you know what? I could use some coffee too. I wonder if I should make some. Alright, to the last stand cafe we go. One of my favorite places in this entire city. So it's gonna be near Scholar's Harbor. Let's go. You know, I've been telling everybody that would care to listen that what I really wish is that the Last Stand Cafe would actually have NPCs that sell food. And it could be like low-level raid food. I think that would be really cute, like getting a takeout from Starbucks. Or it could be housing food. So it's housing food that you could put in the FC house or your personal house. And, you know, it's kind of like bringing back donuts from from when you go out of town, or bringing back treats. So, you know, for my lower level FC members could enjoy the benefit, could also partake of the food from Starbucks, even if they haven't reached this point of the story yet. See, like, wouldn't it be nice if I could buy from these guys? Like, I'd like a box of donuts, please, or whatever this is. I mean, look at this. Or like this, like, can I buy this and bring it home? Alize, here we are. As busy as ever, I see. How very Sharlayan that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Telepharoi. We might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Alright, baby girl. Alize is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. Yeah, the usual. Someone here at the cafe should be willing to speak with us. Let's ask around. Ah, she's always so brave. You were snappy at me the last time I tried to talk to you. Yo, look at this. Look at that. That little sandwich thing even has, like, the logo. Perondier. What? What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, then I respectfully request that you look elsewhere. Whatever, sour face. You misunderstand, sir. We were simply wondering if you knew of the Telephori. These enemies of peace have promised an end to all we hold dear, and... Wait, you're that house Leveilleur girl, aren't you? And this woman with you is obviously a foreigner. I'd heard you were disowned for helping outsiders indulge their barbaric whims, and here you are giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me be. I've naught to say to the likes of you. Well, I must apologize. 'Twas foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Come, Alexia. I'm so sorry, baby. That was really uncalled for. Who are you? My friends and I were discussing the Maki and the practice of black magic. Did you know that... Wait, is it morning already? How long have we been sitting here? 24-hour cafes are great. Welcome, step right in. If you've placed your order, find yourself a seat and we'll be along shortly. Yeah, I'm just talking to everyone. Oh, the next one is over there, actually. The Gazette featured a piece about the so-called champion of Eorzea. They say this barbaric hero has prevailed in a multitude of battles like some avatar of perfected violence, and it's almost uncanny how closely you match the given description. What an odd coincidence. I have some bad news for you. Can I have this emote? Can I have this pose? The oven-baked lobster is one of the last stand's most famous dishes. The flavor is said to be phenomenal, but unfortunately, so is the price. Yes, I talk to all NPCs. I'm sorry. You must try the Zurich. It's amazing. Best shared with a loved one, if you ask me. I can see that. Good luck. Oh yeah, you already told me that. Hildois. Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruption, but we were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Telephori and their unconscionable plans. My goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Leveilleur. My apologies, but I work in the offices of the Forum, and if word reached Master Fortunaut that I was helping you... I see. We're sorry to have bothered you. Well, that was a bust. Well, the customers have been decidedly uncooperative. Maybe the staff would be more willing to answer our questions. Welcome, madame. What can I get you today? Wait, is that Mistress Alice I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of the Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion in between lessons at the studium. That seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Alphino had set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Lately there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything all right at home? Nope. It's complicated. And I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Leveilleur. No matter how discreet Master Fortunaut may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now of all times? We have questions and only Sharlayan has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And And that's what you're here to find? Information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor to Sharlayan, aren't you? Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're setting down the food, and you might just get the answers you're looking for. Eh? Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think? The way I'm dressed? Like this? That's the spirit. Pay attention now and I'll explain where each of these dishes need to go. The tea set is for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. The omelette is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisla. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Beside them, you should see a Mikote gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask and I'll explain again. Good luck. But I'm dressed like this. Is that really okay? Oh, shit. Okay. Am I supposed to pick up something? Okay, I remember oven-baked lobster, dude. It was another Tia. What? I thought it's supposed to be somewhere near the... This is the tea set. The chatty group by the water's edge. Okay. The tea set. Oh, my tea set. Lovely. Thank you. The who? I'm sorry, I've never heard of them or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. Now, if you wanted to hear about ritual arcane practices of the 6th astral era, common or esoteric, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off. Okay. You ordered the omelette. Ah, finally! 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in. No time to waste. Capybara, please get off the table. What? The Telephroi? Ah, yes. I remember seeing the name in the latest gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, I say. The Forum made the right choice, and I fully support our decision to remain neutral. And the omelette for you. Urbane banter with a smile? When did that choice come up? The oven-baked lobster. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. The final days? This is the first I've heard of it. Although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. It must be a busy time to be a gleaner. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of a sort. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Sharlayan. Priceless books, unusual live specimens, and so forth. So named for those folks who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain which was missed. Aye, by all accounts, gleaning is a most meticulous and demanding profession. If these Telephroi make good of their audacious threats, then many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbor and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before. Not like this. Wait, what was that other choice with the banter? What was that banter thing? Should I have picked it? Damn, now I won't find out. God damn it. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days, aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. But let's enjoy our drinks somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossips and the wagging tongues. Okay. Well, this is a lovely spot. Where? Oh, there, sorry. Sorry. New. I'm a tourist. I'm new. I'm sorry. Oh, this is such a lovely spot. Can I go in the water? Nope. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight. Look at us.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Sharlayan? Graha said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently.
I know the feeling.
It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
Well, that doesn't look good.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos. A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait! Did Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual?
Sorry, I'm taking screenshots.
Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the Forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Sounds like a new area to me. Yeah. Is it double clicking? What? Oh, okay. That was a bit of lag. A labyrinthine descent. We should tell the others what we've learned about the Gleaners. Go on ahead to Numenon and I'll rejoin you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was about to ask if we carried it all the way to... Apparently we're allowed to do that. I wish more people would allow me to do that. So, back to the studium. Starting to get tired. Okay. Alright, let's go back to our friends. Let's see what everyone's up to. Is Graha still fully absorbed? Nope. Is that coffee I smell? Did I miss a tea break? Yes, you did! Where is Alize? I thought she was with you. My loyal assistant returns. There is a lexicon on the first floor that I need you to... you found something, haven't you? Kryle! We have news. Welcome back, Alexia. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. I like how we're in a perfect formation. It makes sense. The Gleaners take the requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats, but as you say, they ultimately answer to the Forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo, it certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As Y'shtola observed earlier, Numenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what Alexia and Alize learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Sharlayans know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetrated by the Telophoroi is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves. And if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. What What should we expect down there? Oh, I would hate to spoil the surprise. No spoilers. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I would like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That would be a great help. Thank you, Raha. What did you find, baby boy? Let's head down the stairs over there and I'll show you where the entrance is. Oh, I wasn't fast enough to cover that. Okay. Are you sure you're gonna be staying here? Watch your step in Labyrinthos. It's rather more perilous than a simple storehouse, although that will likely make the experience all the more attractive to an adventurer like you. Until I take an arrow to the knee. Anyway. Because I don't use stairs like a normal person. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Follow Alize and try not to fall behind. / follow. I can't / follow Alize. Fine, we'll walk. So, I'm still too fast apparently. It's pleasant here amongst the trees, but we really should move along. Apparently I walk a little faster than you because of my height, I guess, longer strides and all that. I've already got walk toggled. Now we run. Try to keep up. What? You... What? Wait! Keep to the path, straight ahead. What was that? We crossed this bridge, okay? I'm here. Okay. Up here. I am rather enjoying this, I hate to say it, but... Eh! The rostra. Not far now. Okay. Running around the sunset with Alice sounds great. Oh, here? Here we are. Through this door and down the stairs. You did remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? It will make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. Yeah, I did. Eh? Down? You really shouldn't go without me. You didn't take a wrong turn to the rostra there, did you? I doubt the forum would take kindly to you barging into a private session. I've not been to Labyrinthos in the longest time. Even as a student, my visits were few and far between. How did the forum learn of the final days, and exactly how much do they know? More to the point, what do they intend to do about it? Hopefully the answer to at least one of these questions lies below. Well, Kryl's getting us our passes and everything. As usual. We're all here now? Yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone onto the lift and down we go. Ooh. New area. Oh.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky.
What the fuck?
In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
The music is so nice.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh or no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Kyle? Kyle?
Did you call to me just now?
No.
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
Kyle, what's up with you? Okay, we have reached Labyrinthos. Is there an Aetherite around here? Okay, I think I'm going to stop for now. Because it's like 2 in the morning and I am getting a little tired and a little sleepy. So I think I'm going to wrap this up for now. And we'll, as usual, we're just going to pick up where we left off next time. See you.